what's going on? Let's say you have $100, and then every time you add 20, 20, 20, right? Every month you add 20, right? So what happens after that? After M months, you're gonna have $100 plus 20M, right? And focus your attention over here one more time. This is the number of months. This is the amount every month. So this is kind of like the increase, right? Remember, this coefficient is always in front of M. This is the increase, and then this $100 is your constant, right? It was your original amount. This is the amount of money at the beginning, right? Or at the start, or at time is equal to 0, right? These are important things, right? And then you know how to solve the problems. So this problem is easy, right? Something like this should be super easy. So that's one type of a problem. I know we've solved these problems. Maybe you want to try it again. Try this one. Sorry about that, my bad. Let's see. Let's actually just try this problem here. I know it's a review, but see if you can solve this problem. It's number 6. Very good, CG. Well done, Ben. Excellent. Yeah, so that's the increase, right? This is a very standard problem. You might have it maybe, right? Yeah, you might encounter it. And the initial height is 28.6. So this is good. Then there's another type of a problem where you need to calculate the constants, right? So for instance, something like this. So we're still in the linear equations, folks. Right? And today's just a review. So y is equal to kx. So here you are given some linear equations and you're given this constant k. So try to find what is the value of this. Zoom it in a bit. So find the k and substitute it inside y is equal to whatever the k is. Okay, super easy. These problems you shouldn't mess on them, right? These are very easy problems for you. Okay. And again, this session is recorded as always, so you can always right, you can look at it later. Well done, Nadira, AG, Nigel, Mimi, CG, Ben. Excellent, excellent. So this is easy, right? Again, how do you do it? How do you do it? You take y is equal to 24, x is equal to 6, so k is equal to 24 over 6, which is 4, right? And then you've got y is equal to 4x. Now you put x is equal to 5 inside here to get y is equal to 20. Okay, so this one is easy. I think you would know how to solve all of these problems. We're just going to spend very little time on each of these, right? Let's see how we can try one more of this type. Okay, see if you can solve this one. Okay, this is just a super review, right? Very super review. So, okay, so try this one. I'll put it in the whiteboard. Okay, let me just put it right inside over here. Okay, 1 second. Okay, yep. So when L is equal to 73, so all you're gonna put is L is equal to 73 here. So 73 is equal to 24 plus 3.5 M, right? You subtract 24 from both sides, right? And then what do you do after that? That's 49 is equal to 3.5 M, then divide by 3.5 on both sides, right? So this cancels out. So M is equal to 4.49 over 3.5, which is 14, right? Well done, Nadria. Suraju, Ash, Nigel, Ben, Mimi, well done. Okay, so these are some super basic problems, right? There are harder problems, but today's session is just a review. Just, you know, it's just a final day for many of you who are taking the test tomorrow. For the others, you know, it's just a good review for what we've done again and again. Okay, so I think these are good problems. I think you know them. Maybe we haven't done this one, so try this one. It's super easy. Just try to write the equation. I'm going to put it right over here, and then you can solve it. So this is basically finding the constants, right? So you're finding the constants here. Sorry, the constants was done. You're just writing the equation here. So try to write down the equation for this. Which of the following equations is true? Yes, looks like everybody got it. It's super easy, right? So you're given that from here to here is twice the number of, right? So this guy is twice this one, okay? And now you're also told, right? So these people are 30, and let's say X states joined over here, but you're also told that this value 30 is also equal to twice this. So that's it, right? So that's why 2x is equal to 30. Super, super easy. Yes. So perfect. Great. So that's good. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, I think these are all super easy for you. Okay, remember we solved this one earlier. Now this one, this is so easy, but many of you mess it up. So really quickly, let's see how many of you get this one. Okay, question number 7. All you got to do is multiply by the reciprocal. So 3 over 5, W is 4 over 3. And we are pretty much wrapping up our linear equations here, right? Let me just move this one more time here. Sorry about that. So be careful, right? So you got 3 over 5 W is equal to 4 over 3. Now, if you want to isolate, remember the whole idea is to isolate W. All you got to do is you multiply by the reciprocal here. So 5 over 3 and then multiply by 5 over 3. Okay, so you're going to cancel this, this, and then you're left with 4 times 5 is 20, 3 times 3 is 9, right? Easy. Once again, I think it's easy for most of you. So if it's not, watch it. Watch my other videos, right? But this is going to be so easy, right? These tests. Many of the problems are easy. Of course, some of them are difficult. Okay, so let's see what else we can do here. Let's try this one. Okay, this is an interesting problem, and then we'll move on. Again, fractions are interesting and important, so we need to get a good handle on fractions. Okay. Okay, let's try this one. Great. Okay, so nice. All of my subscribers, most of them are getting these. All right, try it now. How do you find the value of t? So the main idea is this guy, if it's in the denominator, you're going to move it to the other side, okay? So t plus 5 is equal to t minus 5 times 10, okay? And then that's the hint for you, okay? Now you can try to solve it.
GG.
Well done.
Well done.
right? Very good. Easy, right? That's good. I think most of you got it. T plus 5, right? All you're going to do is T plus 5 is equal to 10T minus 50, right? And now all you got to do is you got to isolate these guys. So what do? You take, it's easiest to isolate, to bring all the t's, to make the t's positive. So you subtract by t on both sides. So this cancels out. So you get 5 is equal to 9t plus minus 50, right? And now you get rid of this 50, you add 50 to both sides. This is gone, so 9t is equal to 55. And so t you divide by 9, you get 55 over 9, right? So that's your answer. That's why this is your answer. Remember, the most important idea is when it's divided by something, you multiply it to the other side. Then you know what to do, okay? So this part is good, right? Let's move on. I think this part is easy for most of you. Let's try this one now, okay? Two more problems and let's be done with linear equations. Linear equations are an important piece of the puzzle, and we are just, right, we are touching base on everything that we've done before, right? So at the, given that it's a test day tomorrow. Okay, try this one. This one is, let me see, is there a calculator question? This one is, yes, this one was a calculator question. Some of them are calculators, some of them are not. The ones which have like a division sign or multiplication are usually calculator, but this one is not. This one is a calculator problem, okay? So you can use the one you want. But remember, the main idea is this guy, n, whenever you see f, right, that's actually just the y, and this is just the x. As easy as that. Now, what can you do? So there are, instead of this, think about it just like this. So 1 comma negative 2, right? I got 1 here and negative 2. That's 1 point. And 2 comma 1, that's another point, right? So now what do? You just find, yep, you just find the rise over run type of thing, right? The slope. So find the slope, right? What do you get? 1 minus negative 2 over 1 minus negative 2 over 2 minus 1. Okay, this minus this over this minus this, right? So super simple. Then it becomes 1 minus negative 2 is 1 plus 2, right? Which is 3 over 1, which is 3, right? And so all you need is y is equal to mx plus b. In this fancy way, the way it's written, it's fn is equal to mn plus b, right? But remember, m is 3 now, so you're going to put just 3n. Right? You don't even care what this is, and that's why this is the answer. Okay, there are other ways to look at it. You can just literally plug it inside. You can plug these values in, and then you can find b, right? But that's how you're going to do it, okay? Remember, this function is just a fancy way of writing the coordinates. You already know it, right? This is one coordinate. You write it as 1 comma negative 2 because this table, this row over here is the x coordinate. This is the y. So this is one coordinate. This is the other. This is the other. You can take pretty much any one, and you're going to get the answer. Okay, so this part is good. One other problem I wanted to talk about, and I keep forgetting to talk about, is this one, functions. Okay, so these are functions type of problems. Again, this recording is available, so if you ever want to watch it again, right, I'll mark it as a review recording. So I think it's going to be important. So here it is. Try this one. Okay, try it for a few minutes. F of g of 3, right? It looks weird. F of g of 3. It's something like this. Okay, so let me just color this with a different pen. And those of you who got it, congrats. This way. So remember, anything that you always got to find that like the little, it's like a bird, like the nest, right? This is a nest. Inside it is the nest. Inside is this baby bird, right? So all you got to do is you got to calculate what's this guy first. So G3, just go and search for it. Where's G3? There's no G3 here, no G3 here. Ah, there's the G3. G3 is 2. So just substitute it with 2. Now go and find f of 2. So where's the f of 2? There it is. So f of 3 is equal to 3, right? And so that's your answer, right? Well done. Okay, so I think these linear equation problems are good. Now, let's do a quick inequalities problem. On inequalities. Okay, this one is a nonlinear equation. It's so common. So let's look at it. Let's say you've got square root of 2x, okay, is equal to, let's say 3 square root of 5. Okay, how do you solve this problem? Okay, so you've got this. Remember, there's nothing here. Okay, simply, my bad. So sorry, not this way. 3 square root of 5, and I made a mistake here. It's not like this. It's like this. Okay, so anytime you see a square root sign and an x inside it, right, you remember your main goal is to make x single, right, isolated from this, whatever this is. So get rid of this square root sign by squaring it. So when you square this, you're going to square this as well. Okay, so what happens when you square the square root? They cancel out. Okay, so that's an important step. So you get 2x. So you're squaring this, right? So you're kind of like squaring this guy, and then you're squaring this guy. Now let's try to calculate what is this. 3 square root of 5 times 3 square root of 5, okay? And so your answer is going to be 2x is equal to 3 times square root of 5 times 3 times square root of 5. Well done, Ben. Yes. So this times this, which is 9, and then square root of 5 times square root of 5, which is 5. Okay, so that's 45, and 2x is equal to 45. So x is equal to 45 over 2. All right, well done, Mimi, CG, Ben, excellent. I'm gonna give another very similar problem. Okay, so guys, if you're not able to get this, it's okay. It's a slightly complicated problem. Many people don't get it in the first time, but I know you're gonna watch this again, and we're gonna cover this problem in the coming days anyway. All right, but if you're taking the test tomorrow and you don't understand it, just forget about it. All right, but anyway, so I think you understood this. Let's try. Actually, let's try one more. Okay, square root of 3x is equal to 5 square root of 3. Okay, so let me know what do you think is this answer now. Remember, you got to square this guy and square this guy. Yes. When you square this, but just remember, the whole idea of squaring is to get rid of this ugly square root, okay? So you just get 3x. When you square, that's gone, right? And then what do you get here is equal to 5 this squared, which means you multiply this guy by itself twice, right? And now, remember, the radical concept, like if you're having difficulty, I know some people had difficulty before, so, and I gave them some IXL stuff. So if you have difficulty, let me know. This time this is 25. And then this time this is square root of 3 times square root of 3, which is 3. Okay, that's an important step. If you don't know it, let me know. And so 3x is equal to this. Now, how do you get rid of x? This. So all of these steps, right? So that goes away, and that's 25. Okay, so that's your answer. Okay, so yeah, be careful with these answers. All right. So I know many of you are getting it, but in your haste, or what happens is you get excited, right? Oh, wow, I know how to solve it. I know how to solve it. And by the time you reach here, you make a mistake. So I know now you know how to do these. So well done. Once again, those who are new here, right? This is part of our live instruction, 10 hours. This is a 20-hour boot camp, right? One-time fee of $95, plus you get some extra rewards if you're refer some friends who want to sign up. And we are right now reviewing all of these because it's test tomorrow. You can join in anytime, anywhere. Let's say you join here, the next session is going to be about this. then you look this, then the next one, and it's a cycle. So it's a never-ending cycle. You can watch many times, as many times as you want. The main goal is that you succeed, right? You get a great score. And we cover pretty much every problem under the sun over here. Maybe I missed some problems because it run out of time. Then the next session, we cover something else, right? So now let's try a super complicated problem here. Not a super complicated. This could be a standard problem here, okay? Let's say you've got y is greater than 2x plus 1, okay? Now, oh, have I not given you the cheat sheet yet? I'll give you the cheat sheet. If I forget it, please let me know, okay? I'll send you the cheat sheet tonight or tomorrow. So just remind me and I'll send it to you. Y is greater than 2x plus 1. So how do you plot it? First thing first, you're gonna take this 1, that's your y coordinate, just plot it over here. Then you've got 2x, that's your slope, right? Thanks, Alan. So now you're gonna move 2 up and 1 to the right. So it looks like this, right? So that means this point, and then connect these two, right? That's your y is equal to, y is equal to y is equal to 2x plus 1. Now you got this guy greater, right? So all you're gonna do is you're gonna think about a point, right? Think about x is equal to 0. So if x is equal to 0, what is the value of y, right? Just plug x is equal to 0 here. You're gonna get all of this is vanished, right? Because x is equal to 0 over here means 2 times 0, which is 0. So you get y is greater than 1. So now, for the values where x is equal to 0 means all the points on this line right over here, like these points, right? That's what it means by taking x to be equal to 0. And when you take x to be equal to 0, guys, this goes to be 0, y is greater than 1, and that was your intercept. That means all the y values are here and not these y values anymore, okay? Not these y values. That means all this part of the curve, this equation means this part of the curve, okay? So that's a shortcut way of thinking. What is y is greater than 2x plus 1? It means all of these points. Remember, whenever you have an inequality, you are, and this is going to infinity, okay? So all of these points are over here, okay? And so the line always cuts the plane into 2 pieces, okay? Y is greater than 2x plus 1, okay? Now let's try another one. Let's think about it this way. Let's think about another equation over here. Let's say y is less than less than 4x plus 2. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to draw 2 here, and then I'm going to do 4 up and 1, so it's going to look like this. Now, can you tell me, it's cutting into 2 parts. Is it going to be this guy, the horizontal one, or is it going to be the vertical one, this left side or right side? Right, so to do that, all you got to do is take x to be equal to 0. Yes, well done, yes. So this is the horizontal one, and the other part is the vertical one. So well done, Mimi. Yes, it's the vertical one. Okay, so remember that. Now, here's the main problem. Okay, here's the main important problem here. And for those of you who don't know this, that's okay. Don't worry about it. We cover this again and again and again and again. Okay, tons of classes. I know I've said it's 20 hours, but you're getting at least double of that, right? Because every class we cover the most important ones, and the next class we cover something else. And anyway, most of you who are going to give the 29th test, right, tomorrow's test, I think you should take another test anyway. I think this is drastically going to improve your score. Okay, so try this problem now. So draw this first. Y is greater than 2x plus 1. So I'm going to draw this big line here. And y is greater than 2x plus 1. So this is 1 and 2 over here like this. Then you've got half. Then you got this line here. You can even actually solve for the equation here, right? And now what do you get here? 1 is, rather, you get -2 and you get 3 over 2x, right? So x is equal to some weird -4 over 3, which is kind of like this point over here. And then x you can calculate, which is, sorry, y is equal to -8 over 3 plus 1. So it's right over here, right? Doesn't matter. So both of these points here, right? So now what do we do here? Okay, y is greater than 2x plus 1. So where is that? Y is greater than 2x plus 1, which means all of these values. Okay, I'm gonna just mark this over here. So it covers every single thing. Sorry, need to get a different color. Thanks for your patience. Yep, this is you got to be a bit careful with this. Okay, so y is greater, which means all of these values, right? Like this. It's gonna mark it with a thinner pen here. Okay. Okay. So right off the bat, you can see 4 is not, there's no way 4 it can be, right? Because this left-hand side is doesn't even contain any of the quadrant 4. Remember, this is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, 3, and 4, right? So it's already gone. But let's check anyway what happens next. It's a good exercise. Y is greater than half x, and again, it's going to be this way, right? It's going to be this kind of a piece here, right? So which parts are common to these, right? So the parts that are common, that means they're kind of like having verticals as well as horizontals, are kind of right from here they start, kind of like this, right? And then they go here. You see how it's going? So all of these values. Okay, so you can now see it's got the first quadrant, it's got the second quadrant, it's got the third quadrant, and then there's no fourth quadrant, right? So that's why it's C over here. Okay. So remember, it's a system of equations. So you need to intersect both of them. Okay, you need to intersect. It's very strange that many are getting the D answer. Okay, so be careful. Okay. Yes, Siraj. Yes, you got it. Excellent. Very good. Siraj got it. Um, excellent job. Excellent job, Ash. Nicely done. So be careful about this. Watch this video again. Okay. Remember these points, they're intersections, right? This intersection means those 2 points are together. Yes, Ahmed. We'll look at this problem again. What we're doing is we are plotting these pieces, right? The horizontal lines, these horizontal lines represent this equation, and the vertical lines are here. That represents this guy. Okay, the second equation. And what you got to do is where do you have both of these intersections, which means both the horizontal and vertical. So yes, you can do that as well. Okay, so here this piece is gone, so you've got just this piece over here. Okay, um, above this piece. So all of these points over here. But anyway, we'll cover that again, right? Yeah, be careful, be careful. I think drawing this is the best. And I think many of you have time, right? So don't worry about it. I'm just glad that many of you are working on this. This is a standard problem. It's been a while since I've covered this. So yeah, we'll cover that again going forward. And again, it's in the linear equations sheet, okay? It's in the linear equations sheet, guys. This linear equation sheet right over here. It's got the inequalities part. That's where it is, right? That's where it is. So it's got a bunch of inequalities here. It's got some more inequalities here as well. Okay, and then it's got the quadrant kind of question as well. Okay, so this part is good. Let's see what else we can do. Yeah, this linear equations is done. Let's do um, let's do Percents is super easy. We've done it last time, so I'm not going to cover it. Just remember the main formula is if there's a bag, it goes up, the new price, right? The new price, and you've got the old price, right? This is a very important thing. The old is this guy, and when it increases, goes to new price, 20%, right? That means new is equal to old times 1 plus 0.2. If it goes down by, let's say, 10%, it's going to be new is equal to old times 1 minus 0.10, okay? And that's it. That should give you all the percent problems that you need. And the formula for the percent change is new minus old over old. That's going to give you a decimal number, and you got to cat it, okay? So this one and this one, these are the most important percent formulas, okay? Now, the other formula for is the exponents formula. Let's say you put in $1,250 in a bank, and you get 5% interest rate every year. So you're going to put in this formula like this, okay? And at the end of, let's say, 10 years, it's going to be like this. So the initial amount, your interest rate, and this guy, which is your exponent, okay? That number of years, okay? Sometimes it can go down, so it can be like this as well. Let's say maybe something is decaying, right? Like a bacteria population is decaying, so maybe it decays by 10% every year. So then you're going to put in minus, and then after the 10th year, maybe after the 20th year, you're going to get this formula, okay? So plus and minus both work. Plus is for percents where you make money. Negative is when something is going down slowly, like a radioactive substance, or like a population that's dying, kind of. Okay, so let's get going with, so we've finished linear equations. Let's really do system of equations again. A system of equations here. System of equations is super easy for most of you who have done it. Let's see how we can solve this system of equations, and I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm not gonna give you the solution to it. Okay, so you're gonna find out the answer. It's a good practice to know this. Let's use the elimination method. Okay, the method of elimination to solve this problem. Okay, try this. So I haven't given you this. I've kind of purposefully gotten rid of this so that you be careful and try to solve it. Most probably you should try to eliminate this y. So how can you eliminate this guy and this guy? So you got to multiply this by something and try to get the answer. Take your time. Once you get the answer, don't make a mistake. Substitute inside here and check it, okay? All right. Well done. So how do you solve this, right? You want to eliminate something. Yeah, take your time. Take your time, guys. Meanwhile, I'm going to do this here. You are going to take this value, this equation, because you want to eliminate this y, right? That's what you want to do. You're going to multiply this by 2, right? So what do you get here? When you multiply it by 2, you're going to distribute this inside. So you get 2x. I'm going to write it down a bit more clearly. 2x plus 2y is equal to 0, because then you multiply 0 by 2 as well, you get 0. And then over here, you get 3x minus 2y is equal to 10. Variety of ways of doing this. You can even use substitution if you want. I just use it this way so that people can understand it, right? And so now your purpose is to eliminate y. So you add these two, you get 5x plus 2 minus 2 gets to 0 and is equal to 10. 0 plus 10 is 10, right? So 5x is 10, so that's clearly x is equal to 10 over 5, which is 2, right? Now substitute this inside here if you wanna, then you get 2 plus y is equal to 0, which means y is equal to -2. And so the system of solutions is well done, guys. So everybody pretty much got this, 2, -2, okay? 2, -2. So remember, all you got to do is you got to multiply this. Then you got distribute it over here, right? Once you distribute this, right, you add this and this. And don't worry if you don't get it. This problem, this thing will come again and again, right? System of equations, we will probably cover it maybe in the next 2 weeks anyway. But let's move on, and I'll explain it more. Just email me if you have any questions. You add this, you add these two, right? When you add this, you get 5. When you add this and this, 2 and minus 2y gets canceled out, you get 0, and then 10, right? And so you can find the value of x, then you can find the value of y. When you plug in this guy inside here, right? Any of these equations, you're gonna get the value of y, and so this is gonna be your answer, where this is your x coordinate, this is your y value, right? So that's good. Now, let's look at this problem. Remember, number of solutions, okay? This was important. Let's say you've got a line over here, and another line is parallel to it, okay? And a different intercept. How many equations does it have? How many solutions does it have? It has 0, right? Remember, the slope is the same, right? They're parallel, slope is the same, but the intercept is different, okay? What happens if the slope is the same and the intercept is the same? That means it's the same line. If the slope is the same, guys, and the intercept is the same, it means it's the same line. I haven't drawn it very well, sorry about that. The slope is the same and the intercept is the same, it means it's the same line, so that's got infinite solutions, okay? Well done, well done. So this is infinite, this is 0. When the slope is the same, intercept is the same, is infinite. And then the third one is super easy, is just a different piece altogether. It could be any different slope over here. Boom, you got it over here. The intersection doesn't even matter, it's just 1. Okay, so remember, these questions are called number of solutions. Okay, number of solutions to the linear equation. Okay, so those are important. Y is, let me take an example. Y is equal to 6x plus 3, and y is equal to 6x plus 5. So how many equations does this have? What's the number of solutions to this? Yep, take your time and do it. Okay, be careful. The slope is the same. Okay, so draw the slope, and then the intercept is, one of them is 3 and one of them is 5. So now be careful and think, how many times does it intersect? Yes. Okay, just look at it, guys. It's like 2 lines going parallel, right? So that's why the answer is never or 0. Well done. If you have questions, email me about this. Okay, it's an important problem. Now another one. Okay, what if the 2 lines are, and remember, all you got to do is you got to find the slope and the intercept, right? So it could be some strange line like this. Okay, now this is a bit complicated, but try it. Okay, this one is complicated. I think you can get it. Okay, 3x plus 6y is equal to 4. Okay, and let's say x plus 2y is equal to, sorry, 3x plus 6y is equal to 18. Okay, and 2x plus 2y is equal to 6. Sorry, 2x plus is equal to 3. So how many ways does it intersect? It's parallel. Well done, or it's parallel. So now try to find it. Very good, Ben. So again, be careful. Be careful. What is the y-intercept? Convert it to y is equal to mx plus b, okay? Be super careful about these. That's how they might give you the answer, the question, okay? Now, let's try to find out the top one. The top one, okay? So be careful. 3x plus 6y is 18, right? What does it mean? I always write it as the y is equal to mx plus b, okay? I'm a dummy. So I just take my time, right? I don't want to make mistakes. So I don't even think about it. These problems are very important. So I'm just so careful about it. Then divide by 6 on all sides. Okay, be very, very careful. So when I divide by 6, guys, what do I get? I get y is equal to negative half x plus 3, right? Right? I get this. Okay, how did I mess this up? Okay. Okay. Now, what do you get over here? Okay, x plus 2y is equal to 3, right? What happens now? Y You're going to write down 2y is equal to negative x plus 3, right? Now, what do you do here? Divide by 2. So you're going to get y is equal to half x plus 3 over 2, right? So remember, these are different, right? They're different. So that's a little bit of a strange one, right? They're trying to, let's go to Desmos and let me convince you what's going on here. But anyway, so look at them. The slope is the same. And what happens here? The intercept is different, right? So that means they're kind of like this. So be careful. 3x plus 6y is equal to 18, like this line. And then the next one, x plus 2y is 3. X plus 2y is equal to 3. So you see they're parallel, right? I myself made a mistake. I actually did want to make it to be 6, right? It would have been easy. Then it's easy for everybody, right? Then it would have been the same. So, so be careful. All right, they might trick you the same way. I myself made a mistake. I didn't mean to trick anybody, but I think most of people thought that, oh, it's 3, 3, and then 3, but actually it's so be careful what's going on in case you made that kind of an error. Okay, so be careful. I think most of you got it. So that's why y is equal to mx plus c is so easy, right? You just have to do it, and then you just do it mechanically, and you get the answer, and then you move on. Okay, so be careful with that. 45 minutes in. So yeah, this is the cheat sheet. So it's got quite a few things. Those of who are new to this system, right? What we do is we cover 10 topics. These are the most important 10 topics, and then we got the bonus class. Plus, we do tests, right? So this Sunday we were doing the most recent SAT test, right? Those were some good problems that we did. Then after the hour is over, I give you some timed tests that you should time yourself and do it, right? It's got tons of problems, right? I've just written it to be 300, but it's got many more. And if you finish it, let me know. I can give you even more. So this course is for 95 bucks, right? It's a one-time fee, right? You're getting more than 20 hours for sure. So that's a steal. So be careful. So every hour we solve the problem, then the next hour is the next day. Pretty much, I give you the test. You take the test, then again, it cycle repeats. And if you finish this, right, you solve all over them. Yes, we'll go over circles very soon. That's exactly right. That's what I meant to do. Is triangles, and circles. So these, right? So again, look, you can join anytime you want, right? And then you can do these. Pretty much, you can join anytime. It's a cycle. Okay. So now let's move on, folks, to circles because it was requested. Those people who are proactive, they get rewards, right? So that's why we're doing circles first. I was gonna do some angles and triangles, but let's do circles real quick. Okay, circles, remember, circumference is 2 pi r. Area is pi r squared. Okay, r is of course the radius. If they give you the diameter, don't forget to take the one after this. So the next topic after this session, Nadira, it's gonna be this one here. Where is it written down? It's gonna be ratios and rates. We finished the percents and exponents, so it's gonna come down to ratios and rates now. Unless maybe somebody asks, hey Ash, I want to cover this guy first, then I just push it in, but it's usually gonna be ratio and rates. Okay. So let's do that. So, all right, so let's try to solve this problem here. C is equal to 2 pi r and A is equal to pi r squared. Okay, so now let's try what we should do. What you want to do here is, let's say you take 5, right? So the circumference is going to be 2 pi times 5, and then do 10 pi, right? And then this guy A is equal to pi r squared, right? It's going to be pi times 5 squared, and that's 25 pi. That's easy, right? Now, what do you want to do here in case you've got a piece here, this guy here, let's say it's 45 degrees, okay? 45 degrees. So now, and the radius is given, and the circumference is given to you, let's say you, the same circumference, okay? So 10 pi, and this is meant to be 10 pi, so this is fine. So now you're asked, what is the length of this? So try to calculate it. Try to calculate this, guys. What is it? You're gonna have the circumference, whatever the value is. And Abdul Salam, I'm going to ask you, find out what is the circumference times the ratio. Okay, so the ratio is going to be times 45 over 360, right? That's your ratio, and you multiply it with the circumference, which is 2 pi times 10, 2 pi times 5. So you're going to get 10 pi times 45 over 360. Okay, that's going to be your answer. Whatever that value is. Well done, CG. It's 5 over 4 pi. Excellent. Yeah, keep working at it. Okay, 10 pi. So you cancel it out. Well done, Ben. Right, well done. So you can cancel this guy and this guy. So you get 45 over 36 pi. Right. Then you can simplify it. Well done, Mimi. You can reduce it to the lowest. That's also a skill, right? You need to reduce it to the lowest. So remember, 9 times 5 and 9 times 4, right? 9 times 5 is 45, 9 times 4 is 36, right? And then you get pi. So this way. Okay, so what's going on here is you're going to take the circumference. Take the circumference, multiply it by this ratio. I call it the ratio. What is this ratio? It's the ratio of this angle over this whole angle. This whole angle for a circle, you know, 360, right? It's always going to be 360. So remember, 45 over 360. Okay, and this is 2 pi times 5. Okay, okay, so I'm just going to multiply it and you're going to get the answer. Then it's just about ratios, right? And the guys who finished it, try to find the area. Try to find the area of the same thing, okay? Use the same thing. Meanwhile, I'll explain it to people who haven't gotten this, but please try to find the area of this same sector over here, this guy. Use the same idea. The area times the original area, which is pi r squared, pi 5 squared, times the ratio. Same deal. Please try to find it. And here what you're doing is you got this circumference versus times the ratio, right? Well done, CG. Well done, Ben. Yes. So circumference is 2 pi r. That's easy. That's this whole thing, right? Now you're going to multiply it. It's basically the ratio. So the ratio is, well done, Mimi, 45 over 360, right? This is 45, and this whole thing is 360, right? So 45 over 360, and then you're just going to write down, and then it's a skill of fractions. And whoever is having difficulty, guys, with this kind of thing, just email me back. I've got some excellent exercises on IXL. I'm just going to give you my IXL account, and you're going to master this, right? That's part of the feedback. Okay, that's part of the feedback. Some people have actually told me, hey, can you give me radicals? Can you give me some other, what was it, John? Somebody just recently said linear equations. Somebody said percents, right? So I've got more problems for you. If you're having difficulty, just tell me. And hey, Ash, I don't know how to solve this. Then you got to put a 1 here, right? Then you got to cancel the zeros. All of these skills I'm not going to show you right now, right? Because this is a limited class, right? Limited hours, 5 over 4 pi, okay? And this guy is going to be a pi 5 squared times same deal, 45 over 360, right? 45 over 360. And then you can calculate this, right? Looks like most of you have gotten it, right? 25 pi over 8 works. Okay, so the answer is 25 pi over 8, right? Once you can calculate this. Okay, that was one part of the circles. The other part of the circles is what is the radian measure? That's an important piece, right? Sometimes in place of 45 degrees, guys, they might give you radian, okay? So the radian means 45, you take the degree number, and you multiply it by pi over 180, right? And then again, remember, you need to do the fractions. So put a 1 over here and then try to calculate it. 9 times 5 and 9 times 20, kind of, right? And 5 times 1 and 5 times 4. So it's pi over 4 radian. Okay, 45 degrees is really pi over 4 radians. That's what it is. Okay, that's it. So be careful. You might be asked to calculate what is the radian right away over here, or you might have to use it and it's some problem. Okay, so this part is good. Let's now move to the next piece, which is x minus something squared plus y minus something squared is equal to another squared. Okay, now this guy inside, this guy inside, this guy inside. What do they signify? They signify these 2 points. Let's say this is x minus 2 and y minus 4. They are the center of the circle. So negative 2 comma 4. Okay. Now today we are of course not going to cover all of the topics for the SAT, but we are covering many of them, right? And then you can study by yourself. Of course, I'm pretty sure you were doing those, but these are some important pieces. And then this guy is 4 here. So now how do you do? So that's 4. That's the radius. Well done. That's the radius, right? Now there are some shortcuts to this. So the shortcuts are x squared minus 4x plus y squared minus 8y is equal to, let's say, 2. Then you don't know what this guy is. This and this are totally separate. So you need to complete the square. The way you complete the square is you take this 4 divided by 2, right? So what do you get? 4 divided by 2 is 2. Square it. Don't forget to square it. Then you add square. What are you going to do here? You're going to take 8 divided by 2, which is 4, right? And you add not 4, just 4 squared as well, okay? 4 squared. So all of these you're going to add. This is automatic. Now you take x, you copy down this 2, and then copy down this symbol. And again, if it's difficult, it's just a method, guys. Just watch the video again, right? And then it's going to be y minus, take this 4 here, square it, and then whatever you get here, 16 plus 420. Maybe I should have put this as 5. Okay, I'm just going to change it. So what do you get? 5 plus 4 plus this, right? Yes, Arne. Yes, Arne. You get every single video. If you're part of this program, you get every single video emailed to us. And if this is your free session, yes, you'll get this one video and some practice problems emailed to you. Okay, so 5 squared, right? And so the center is this 2 comma 4, and then the radius is 5. Right, the radius is 5, and that could be an important problem. What is the center, guys, or the radius, right? So that's good. That's the deal with circles. Another one important part with circles is how it interacts with the triangles inside. Okay, so if this is the diameter, the center, right? This guy, don't forget it. It's a 90 degrees. They might not give you, okay? So, but you have to remember it is a 90-degree angle, and then you can do some problems. But before that, let's review some triangle stuff. Let's say this is 5 and 13. So try to calculate what is this. Remember, c squared. This is c, right? So c squared is equal to this squared plus this squared. Let's call it a. Well done, Mimi. I think you just did it from memory. Mimi and CJ, probably you guys remember it from memory. Maybe you did it, and even Ben. But you calculated. I'm going to calculate it anyway. So 5 squared plus a squared, right? So what do you get? C squared is 13 squared. So I'm just going to write it down. 13 squared, right? Yes, that's what I meant. Yeah, 5, 12, 13, and Pythagorean triples, exactly right. So it's nice to remember them. But for the benefit of others, I'm doing it. 13 squared is 169. This is 25. And of course, you can use your calculator. And then you get a squared is 144, right? You subtract by 25. And so a is equal to 12. Okay, so a is equal to 12. Okay, well done, well done, well done. So the problem could arise right over here, right? Maybe they give you, this is 5. And guys, this is, let's say this is 6.5 here, right? So this is 6.5. So that makes it 12, 13 here, right? So that's 5, 13 here. And so that'll be 12, right? So remember, it could be a lot of problems here. They could play with a lot of things over here, right? So that's the main idea of circles. Again, so a circle here with the diameter, right? This guy is 90 degrees, okay? It doesn't matter how it's drawn. Okay, that's one piece, and I've forgotten what I wanted to talk about next. Yes, this piece here, a tangent. This guy is called a tangent. It just touches it. When it's touching the center, this is also 90 degrees. That's a slightly relatively rare problem, but this is a new piece of information. It's 90 degrees. It's symmetric. So it's 90 and 90. Okay, so if they're connected, again, you can use the Pythagorean theorem, right? The radius is right over here, right? Let's say the radius is 5. Okay. Maybe let's make it easy. Let's say the radius is 4, and then this is 3, and then it might ask you what is this length or some silly stuff like that, right? So be careful. I think this is all you have to do with circles. One more piece of circles. I know I keep talking a little bit more, but let's say you've got this point here. Okay, this is 40. Maybe let me make it 60, and then this point here, right? Doesn't matter. As long as these 2 points are fixed and this guy goes to the end here, okay, this guy is going to be 30. Okay, let me draw it one more time. Doesn't matter. This is 30. This is your central angle. This is called your inscribed angle. Okay, doesn't matter. This is 30. They're all 30. Doesn't matter. Okay, that could be a shortcut. It's a rare problem. Don't worry about it. If you don't understand it now, we'll cover it again when we do circles again. Okay, triangles. Remember, triangles, a very important property is isosceles. okay? This side and this side are equal. That means this angle and this angle are equal. Okay, this angle and this angle are equal means this side and this side are equal. Okay, so all of this is good. Let's say you got 2x and 2x here, and let's say you got 40 here. Okay, so can you calculate the value of x? That should be an easy problem. Tell me the number, Mimi. Maybe you can just email me the number. Email me the number, and then we can talk about it. Okay, just email me the number, Mimi. Then it'll be actually helpful. Maybe next session I'll talk about it. And guys, if you have any difficulty, any question, just email me. Right, I usually send you the answers. But if it's an interesting problem, I actually cover it. Okay. So all right. So how do you do this? Just simply add these three together. 40 plus 2x plus 2x is equal to 40 plus 2x plus 2x is equal to 180. Okay. Remember, this is the most important part that they are gonna give you. Okay, this guy plus this guy, this guy is 180, and now you just got to solve it. So 40 plus, just group them together, you get 4x is equal to 180. Okay, so 4x is equal to 180 minus 40, which is 140, right? And so x is equal to 140 over 4, right? 70 over 2, which is 35. Okay, so x is 35. Because x is 35, what you're asked is 2x, right? It depends what I asked you, right? X is 35, and usually they'll ask you what is the measure. So depends. X is equal to 35, and then this measure, just be careful. This guy is going to be again 70, and this guy is going to be 70. Okay, so well done. But remember what they ask you. Okay, what else? The area of a triangle, that's easy for you, right? Half base times height. Half base times height. Okay, guys, pretty much all of you who are taking the test tomorrow, you have my cheat sheet. So go through that. It's got all of these. These are some standard problems, right? Just to motivate you, I'm doing this today, right? Five. Perfect. Maybe we'll cover that next time. If I don't do it, just remind me again. Okay. So half times base times height. Okay. So maybe just remind me, just email me, right? Like we'll probably cover that. Like we'll do the email and we'll talk about it. Okay. So half times base times height, right? So this is good. Lost my train of thought here. Okay, so that's your area, your perimeter. Let's say you want to calculate the perimeter. Let's say this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. So you're just going to add these right together. That's your perimeter. Just trying to see, there's a specific problem I want to talk about. Trig should probably be the next. But there is still one problem. I'm kind of like blanking out over here. But let's look at it's still triangles. Let's look at trig. Okay. So look, sine. This is 90 degrees. Okay, always for trig problems. A, B, C. Okay. This is a very standard thing I keep telling you again and again because these questions have been asked. Okay. So the sine of C. Let's calculate the sine of C. If this is 5, this is 12 and 13. So what do you think is the sine of C, guys? And it's SOHCAHTOA. So it's going to be opposite over hypotenuse. Okay. And those who know this problem, I'm going to give you another one. Sorry about that. And I think this should be the ending of today's session. Maybe we'll do another review session sometime relatively soon. But I think this is good enough. 1 hour is more than enough. All right, well done. Now I'm going to give you another problem. Okay, P, Q, R. Okay, and let's say this is given to be yeah, this one is let's see, this is 4, this is 2, and you're asked what is the cosine of R. So what's the cosine of R? This is the harder problem, guys. This is for hard. This is harder. This is easier. Okay, it's a slightly complicated, tricky problem, but take your time. Remember, the hint is I'm not giving you sine of r. Okay, sine of r is easy. What's cosine of r? Okay, and meanwhile for this, sine of c, right? You're gonna do SOHCAHTOA. Sine is equal to O over h, which means opposite over hypotenuse. Remember, the hypotenuse is always the longest line. It's always, always, always the longest line, and this is your opposite side, right? So that's why it gives you 12 over 13. Also know that the cosine is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, right? Adjacent over hypotenuse. Very good, very impressive, Suchi. Excellent job. So guys, to find this, you first need to get the Pythagorean theorem over here. Excellent, well done, Mimi as well. Okay, so that's adjacent over hypotenuse, which is 5 over 13. Okay, well done, Ben. 5 over 13. So that's going to be, and then the tan is equal to opposite over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent, that's going to be 12 over 5. Okay, now this one, all you got to do here is, this is b, right? A, b, c. So 4 squared is equal to 2 squared plus b squared, right? So that 16 is equal to 4 plus b squared, right? That's easy. So b squared is equal to 12 because you take the 4 to the other side. And so b now is equal to the square root of 12. You can just write it as square root of 12. Sometimes people like to write it as 2 square root 3. If you don't understand how to move from here to here, email me. If you don't understand this, email me, because I'm not going to explain to you over here. Okay, just email me. Cosine of r, right? It saves everybody time, right? So thanks for understanding. So now the cosine of r, this guy's actually 2 square root of 3, right? And so the answer is going to be 2 square root of 3, right, over 4, right, which is square root of 3 over 2. Okay, square root of 3 over 2. So no, so this is like actually a 30, 60, 90. This is a 30, 60, 90 angle. But I think you got it. Well done. Very good. Let's move on to the next problem. I think that's it for today. Maybe I'm just trying to think, is there something important? Remember, algebra, we covered a decent amount. Arithmetic, we did look at some percents problems. There's ratios and rates. So if you're having some, that's a very, very important top section. I've given you the sheets just recently, right? So ratios and rates are right over here, guys. And once again, try to solve these problems, right? They're all inside here, all of the SAT style problems. You should do that if your test is tomorrow, right? And once again, this is a 20-hour bootcamp session, right? So we are doing the review session, then we're gonna start with this. We just finished the percents and exponents. Okay, you can, this is $95. And I'm just gonna give you the link real quick here. So I'm gonna send you the link here. So you can click on this for the new people, right? Like those who are taking the free session. Once you click on it, you're gonna come to this sign up page, and then all you gotta do is ask your parents to click on it. Remember, parents love this session. So many people ask me, hey, why is it so cheap? What's the deal? What's going on? So yeah, I just love to teach, and many people get like the teaching, so it just satisfies me. Remember, I do one-on-one sessions, right? Those are $80 an hour. Okay, I live in New York City here, so those are $80 an hour. But I think this is pretty much, you're getting a good deal. You're getting $95 for $95. You're getting such a great deal. Okay, so so remember, this is important to cover. So we covered algebra, arithmetic, we covered some geometry, right? We covered triangles and circles. And then data, we didn't cover much. If you have time, don't forget to review scatter plots, okay? The line of fit, etc. That's important. Mean, remember, mean is the average, median is the middle one, right? You got to arrange them in the correct order. Then the range is the difference, right? And mode is very rarely asked. It's the most frequent one. Okay, and then we did quite a few problems on this, okay? So with that, I'll close the session, right? If you have questions, email me. So this time there's really, I'm just gonna send you the video of this. There's no real practice problems. If you want anything, I'll send it to you. But again, the next session is gonna be on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so that time we're gonna cover some new problems, okay? So yep, you're welcome, CG, Ben. Thanks everybody for your cooperation, right? This is how we work, practice sessions. So great, and I'll see you next on Sunday. All right, so see you. Bye.